Hello, good morning. Please have a seat. So I'll just start by saying part of me was like, okay, what else is there to say? Again, Jesus said it all. So I wasn't sure really what I could possibly add. This isn't the first time I felt this way, so, So last night I was thinking about this and thinking and then not thinking. And eventually I just decided to take a chance and see if I could dream about it. And so this is what came from the dream space at hour this morning. So today's readings are all about blessing. Who is blessed and why? Also, who is not so blessed and why? And I think before we get too tangled up in the mess of who is and who isn't blessed, it might help us to wonder, what does it mean to be blessed? In a short while, we will bless the bread and the wine to celebrate the Eucharist. And in just a few weeks' time, we will bless children and babies and adults with water and baptism at the Easter Vigil. And later on, others will be blessed with the laying of hands at their confirmations. And later still, others will be blessed in the same way into their ordained vocations. And toward the end of our time here together today, we will be blessed before we depart. Maybe you blessed yourself on the way in, pausing at the baptismal font before heading to your usual seat in the circle. Maybe you'll sneeze in the middle of a hymn, and someone will lean over to you and whisper, "Bless you." All of this blessing we do. I don't know about you, but when I do something so regularly or hear a word so frequently, I stop wondering about what it means. I think I know. Or I don't think about it at all. So we'll just think together for a moment. This might seem really basic, but it's a good reminder. To bless something is to consecrate it, to make it holy, to declare it sacred. To bless something both restores and affirms its value. It's our way of marking what matters to us, what we deem worthy, what is really redeemable. So when we perform these blessings, what are we marking as valuable? Things can get murky. It's easy to get caught up in the little details, the clothes we wear, all the robes and ropes and stoles and altar cloths, the words we say, for moving our hands around in the right way, if the music is going right, if the elevator is dinging right on cue, if the people are quiet or still or paying attention or distracted or sleeping, if the line for communion gets a little wonky, you get it. It's not that these things don't matter, it's just that all of this can sometimes, for me, get in the way of the meaning we're making as we do these things together. The symbols of blessing can become hollow if we forget the meaning they point to. What is the meaning of all this? What is the value? It feels really important right now to get clear about what we as followers of Jesus deem valuable. Every day, sometimes it feels like every minute of every day, we're told that something or someone is not valuable. Every day we're told that people we love can be erased, discarded, thrown out. The T in LGBT can be wiped away, and from every government website, and even from Stonewall itself. And life-saving, gender-affirming care can be denied, people can be murdered, bodies of all kinds, Especially trans, femme, and black and brown bodies can be regulated, controlled, and harmed. And the White House can circulate a creepy un-Valentine to immigrants, telling them that they're not welcome here, that they'll be deported and detained, taken from their communities without warning. The poor can lose their housing, their jobs, their food, their health care, their lives. Black and brown people can be terrorized by their neighbors and by police, can be killed for simply existing. Whole generations can be wiped out by bombing. Their schools and homes can be bulldozed to dust. Their land and lives can be taken and given away to someone else. Someone richer, someone whiter, someone with more allies, more power. And the grieving can be denied proper burials and care of their dead. And those who mourn for them can be ignored, taunted, beaten, jailed. And we're told that anyone who protests against any of this will be hated and reviled and will soon find themselves at risk of losing everything too. Our histories and our lives, our government tells us that all of this can be erased. But what does Jesus say? And what does Jesus call us to do? In the midst of all of this, do we have the courage to remember and the faith to do it? These are hard times. I'm having a hard time talking about them. Maybe you are too. But it feels more important right now to remember what it is we're doing here, who it is that Jesus calls us to love, to let lead, to defend, to protect, to call sacred. In our gospel today, Jesus comes down from the mountain after a long time of prayer and looks at the crowd of people, desperate to receive his healing. And it reminds me that this is what we're here for too. We too are gathered here in hopes to meet Jesus and the hope that we will be healed today. And what is the healing Jesus offers us this morning? The healing of blessing, of sacredness, reassurance that the very existence of the most vulnerable among us is itself a sacrament. No robes needed, no candles lit, no silver chalice, no Cybertrucks, and and no government website is needed to tell us that we exist, that we are loved, that we keep us safe, just us, as we are, together in love. Oh, and what does love mean? Love means we are willing to risk our lives, our security and our comfort for one another's well-being, that we will do more than just stand with the vulnerable. It means that we are willing to become vulnerable ourselves. It means more than just words, more than just thoughts and prayers. It really does mean changing the way that we live. It means risking our worldly comforts and social standing because we know that another world is possible. We know that it is our call to make it so. And we can. We can because it doesn't matter what the dominating powers of this world might say or do. We know, if you are listening, that the blessed are those who trust in the Lord. And we know that this trust will make us like trees planted by water, will shield us from the withering heat, will make our leaves grow wide as fans, will bring the fruits of our faith to bear. And we will prosper and flourish, and we will know that we are holy. Because we are. Because you are. We are all connected in love and are sometimes fumbly faith to the stream of God's love for each of us. That is what I hope we will remember today as we bless one another over and over, that these blessings are not just part of a little play we put on every week. These blessings are reminders of our connectedness to God and to one another. These blessings are remembrances of the one that we follow, the one who lost his life for loving the most vulnerable, the most hated, the most discarded of us all. These blessings are a call to action, to compassion, to a solidarity that makes us bigger than the powers of this world can imagine. These blessings redeem us, return us, and restore us to our God and to ourselves. Speaking of restoration, it's like really hard time. For some people, it's probably a really hard morning, just getting here. So I'm going to ask us to do kind of a hard thing, but I hope it will be restorative. So I'd like us all to just take a moment and try to remember the last time that we felt valuable, the last time we felt worthy, loved, holy, or redeemed. It's important to do this in times like these. It shores us up. It guides and reminds us of who we are called to be. Maybe it's something small. Someone saying hello as they pass you on the street. Someone holding the door, giving up their seat for you on the train, handing you a coffee, remembering your name, saying, "It's so good to see you," as you walk through the door. Maybe someone asked you to do something that you know that you're good at and that you enjoy, something that is a gift for others. Maybe someone defended you when you were feeling embarrassed, harassed, or ashamed. Maybe someone forgave you when you couldn't forgive yourself. So whatever it is, just take a moment to find it. So I'll ask you to keep holding on to it. The feeling that rises in your heart as you remember that memory, however small, however long ago, however faded and fragile. See if you can trace its tender little roots all the way down to the stream. Can you feel it? The holy water of love that wants to flow into you, that wants to nourish you and reassure you that you can get through this drought. You won't wither in this heat, that the love of God is here, it's within you, and it's deep. I hope that this is the blessing you will remember when you come to the table today and when you leave. We have what we need to get through this drought. We have a love which can grow us into tall and fruitful trees. We are sacred, we are holy, we are the loving stream. And we have faith that is already and will be so. Amen.